Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. I've got a brand new Wonder recipe for you. Today I'm introducing Wonder recipe number 21. Now if you don't know what the Wonder recipes are, they are 6x6 one sheet Wonder cutting diagrams. And as you can tell by the number 21, there's quite a collection of them at kitchentablestamper.com. You can get this printable cutting diagram. Just follow the link in the description below that says click here for project details. All right, so let's get started. This is the card that we're gonna make. Now, the Wonder recipe, you take a 6x6 paper or 2 or 3. You cut them according to the Wonder recipe. Then you shuffle the pieces to make cards. I'm gonna do 3 pieces and it's gonna make 9 cards. This is the color combination we're gonna do in today's video. Let me show you another option. This is all the Regency Park Designer Series paper. So here's variation number 2. And I'll put the notes for what colors these are in the printable project sheet that will also be available when you click for project details. All right, so the pink variation of the Regency Park Wonder Recipe number 21 thank you card used these 3 Designer Series papers. The one we're going to do today uses these 3 Designer Series paper, all from the same 6x6 collection. All right, so if you need a lot of cards, Wonder recipes are a great way to make a lot of cards. Or if you're having some stampers block and you just need to get cutting and crafting, these really do come in handy. So let me show you what we're going to do here. I've got my 3 pieces. I'm going to stack up 2 because why not? Stampin' Up! Trimmers can handle 2. We're going to cut it according to the diagram, which is into 2 by 2 inch squares. And I'm going to do 2 pages at a time. And then as I cut, I'm going to pop the pieces into the grid. So we're going to cut this all up and then pop it in. Now the nice part about the Wonder recipes is, especially if you're feeling a little bit of like crafter's block, you pick a Designer Series paper that you really like, and then you pick a coordinating stamp set or bundle. I'm going to be using the Petal Park bundle along with the Sentimental Park stamp set for sentiments, and you cut your Designer Series paper. You really are much further along on the designing and creative road than you think that you are. So you've got your first cuts, which means that you've got to do something nice with this paper now because you've cut it up. You've got your color palette determined by the Designer Series paper, and you've got a stamp set. Get some coordinating cardstock for bases and layers. Grab your ink pads, and before you know it, couple of coordinating embellishments, your cards will come together so easily. And that's why we have a collection of 21 Wonder recipes, because they really work and we use them again and again and again at Kitchen Table Stamper. Now, if you're looking for the Wonder recipes on the blog, you'll want to go into the right-hand menu, get the category, and you can either choose 6x6 Wonder recipes, which will show you all the posts for all 21 recipes, or further down in that category menu, you can click and search by individual recipes. You can search for just Wonder recipe number 1 or number 15 cards. Then you'll see all the samples that I've done with that Wonder recipe. All right, so we've got our 3 pieces of paper and they're all cut according to Wonder recipe number 21. And we're going to choose our cardstock. So for this, I couldn't resist. I've got 2 different card bases. Got Balmy Blue and Mint Macaron. So we'll make 1 of each. And we're gonna start by dealing out the paper. So I'm gonna take 1 stack for each card. And this will make 9 cards if you use 3 pieces. Let me show you something else real quick first. Let's bring this back in here. So say you didn't need 9 cards, but you still need the creativity boost, right? So cut 1 sheet. We'll say we just cut this yellow polka dot according to the Wonder recipe. Then you would just deal out the 1 piece onto your card bases. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to take this row and we're going to deal them out onto the card base. Now that would be a fun way to use it. Or how about like that would be a fun way to use it. Or like this would be a fun way to use it. And see, so they're expandable, they're adjustable. You can really do whatever you want with these pieces, and it'll just give you a good head start to get card making. All right, so we need 1 stack for each of these cards. I'm going to put the rest back in the grid because I'm using this for my thank you card for my Share a Milkshake stamp camp. So all of these will be made into cards very shortly. All right, we've deal out our paper. We've got our coordinating card bases. So let's go ahead and assemble. And I am going to put kind of a dancing squares across the card base. I'm going to go a little bit high of center. I'll do that for all 9 cards if I'm doing it in true Wonder Recipe fashion. These are very good for batch working. So if you need a lot of cards for something, a lot of invitations or a lot of thank you cards, Wonder Recipes make that really easy too. And then the nice part about our choices today using this Regency Park collection is that with the Sentimental Park stamp set, you could do thanks like I'm doing on all the cards, or you could do 3 with thanks, 3 with thinking of you, 3 with dear friend, and have a variety of cards right on hand to send for all different occasions. All right, let's slide this one aside and get this guy back in. All right, so we've got our little dancing squares. Now the next is we're gonna pick out some ink pads that coordinate with the designer series paper and cardstock that we've picked. So I'm going to use Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. I'm going to use Shaded Spruce and Mint Macaron and Mango Melody. Let's start with Night of Navy and Shaded Spruce. All right, we're going to add a greeting to the bottom of each of these. I'm going to do thanks. And then I've got a switch, so let's get our chamois. We're going to do Night of Navy on Balmy Blue. And then let's set these aside for just a second. All right, this makes 9 cards, so I went ahead and cut 9 of the tailor-made tags, this largest bracketed die. That's the one we're going to use. We're going to do our ink now in Shaded Spruce. And let's get Mint Macaron. Got the outline leaves here and my tag with the thread hole on the left side. Now we're going to stamp our outlines in Shaded Spruce. It's 2-step stamping. So we're going to do the outline a little bit darker and then grab the fill-in stamp, which is step number 2. And we'll do this one in Mint Macaron. I love this 2-step stamping with the 2 shades of similar color. You're going to get some awesome detail. No coloring, no fussy cutting. It's just going to look really cool. All right, so we've got our insides. Now let's slide the Shaded Spruce out. We're going to need Mint Macaron, so let me put that forward for a second. Going to tie some ribbon on these tags. I'm using the Starry Sky in color ribbon. Just works so nicely with the Regency Park. So let's get some bows on these tags. Okay, so our tags now have ribbon. Let's adhere them to the card fronts. Remember that if we're doing a whole Wonder Recipe number 21 of these, we're using all of our pieces, so we're making 9 cards. For demonstration, I'm just doing one of each color combination. So I would stamp all of my leaves, and then I would tie all of my bows, and then I would glue all of my tags, so that this is a really efficient way to make cards also. And this is a really efficient design for replenishing your stash with all the great greetings you could mix and match on this set. All right, we've got our mint macaron back and balmy blue. And I've got this little crosshatch that came with the sentiments in Sentimental Park. I'm gonna add some details. I'm gonna do mint macaron on mint macaron. Thinking this, if you're a kitchen table stamper follower, you know that I love the spatters that come in stamp sets. When they give me a spatter background, I use that so much. I'm trying a little something different here, not my usual spatter. Now we're doing balmy blue on balmy blue. Let's change ink pads now. Got Mango Melody, some basic white, and we need to stamp off. We're going to do some second generation stamping here. So grab some scratch paper, more two-step stamping. We've got the outline and we've got the fill. What we're going to do this time, instead of using 2 colors that are of similar shade, we're going to do first and second generation stamping. So something that I always do is check the orientation of my punch so that I know when I go to punch out the stamped image, I'm not going to have any trouble doing it. So you see the little flowers up. We want this close to the bottom with the little flower up. There's our outline. Now for the fill, we're going to do Mango Melody, but we're gonna tap off and do second generation. So we get a lighter, darker, like we got for the leaves, but just using the same ink pad. And one more time for our second copy. We're gonna punch these out, but first, let's get rid of that ink pad, because if there's an open ink pad and I'm punching something out, the punch out lands in the ink pad. It's never fail. So you'll see, because we paid close attention to our punch before we stamped, it's easy to just slide, line, and punch. One for each card, flip, and do it again. Let's get some dimensionals on the back of those flowers. All right, everybody's got mini dimensionals and they're sticky. So let's bring our samples back in here. Now I'm going to add my little flower, but I wanted one of those little scallopy petals to land at the bottom. And then we'll fill in some space here and over here. Get kind of a nice triangle placement. Let's do the same for our mint macaron copy. There they are. Now our finishing touch from the same Regency Park suite. I've got these adhesive backed milky dots. They come in great colors to coordinate with the Regency Park Designer Series paper. And I've done a little mix of the colors. Here's the mint macaron with the yellow, and the balmy blue with the yellow. Here's the white milky dots, mint macaron, and then the blue dots. Those gorgeous. All right, let's get the dots on here. What are we gonna do? I think we're gonna do some yellow ones again, because we've got yellow flowers and I just really love the yellow bling. Isn't that cute? One more. I think I'm gonna go with white ones this time. There they are. There are our 9 Wonder Recipe number 21 cards. If you guys have any questions about the project, about the Wonder Recipes, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.